Hello, whoever this is for. My name is Demi. Welcome to my channel. So this is going to be a spirit baby reading. It will be very specific because I've been feeling a very strong, powerful little girl energy, and she's coming forward and she kept saying Latvia. My mummy's from Latvia. This is going to be very specific. So this is for women, for those of you who are from Latvia, or maybe your family lineage is connected to Latvia, but this is what is coming through very strongly. And I'm being shown a little girl. It's definitely a little girl, and she's swishing around and she's got on like a fairy tale dress. It's yellow. It looks like the dress from Bella, and yeah, and now I can hear singing Beauty and the Beast, so that's coming through. So Beauty and the Beast could also be very significant for you. Maybe you really enjoyed that movie, that fairy tale, that book when you were a little girl as well. But it's coming through very strongly. She's just swishing around in this Bella princess dress. So we're gonna get some spirit baby poems. So what spirit baby poems need to come through within this reading? Thank you. We have here cushions, I like the way they feel, soft and squishy, this is not a drill. A male figure is a firefighter, he really doesn't like lighters, or smoking for that matter. But he does enjoy a good food platter. I do too, we go on plenty of picnics and take photos of the moon. I'll be due soon, mummy's been preparing the nest, daddy's been running lots of tests. Getting ready in your own ways, you're about to be amazed. When I'm reading this poem, I'm being shown a male who's kind of like a bit like geeky or nerdy, really into science, could even work in the profession of being a scientist, because I'm being shown a lab coat and like doing different tests. That's what's coming through for the male. But I'm also getting that there's going to be something very different about how you were raised and how you're going to raise this little girl. It doesn't mean that you necessarily came from like a dysfunctional or toxic family environment. You could have been, but there's just something different how you're choosing to raise this daughter. You could also be raising them on completely different land, but Latvia keeps coming through as a connection you will strongly have, and she keeps saying mummy is from Latvia, mummy is from Latvia. And then the other poem that flew out is Snowman and Snow Angels, I call it frozen rain. I could play out in the snow all day. Winter is my favourite season, the rest of the year is just teasing. Sometimes in life there isn't a reason. Hot cocoa and snuggling with mummy. Me and daddy love her fluffy tummy. We watch the snowflakes fall. Sometimes we use paper to make our own and stick them on the walls. One year the snow goes right up to my ankles. That's when my sibling comes. I do my best not to be a handful and remember my gloves so my hands don't go numb. I'm hearing 2 to 3, so you could have 2 to 3 children within this lifetime. That is what is coming through. There's also something very significant about you and your partner, particularly about the divine masculine, about the I keep staring at the word daddy, about the father. Very significant. I'm hearing you chose well, and you know you've chosen well. There's a confirmation coming through. Yes, this is your divine counterpart. You are divine counterparts, and this is what this little girl needs coming through. She needs to be raised in a household that is very loving, but openly loving and openly warm. So I feel like you'll be showing like a lot of affection towards each other and towards your children. Can I get one more poem for whoever this is for, please, Spirit? One more poem. And the spirit baby is very proud of her Latvian roots. Very proud. She keeps talking about it. She keeps showing the map. And she did ask me before I started the reading. She was like, Google it. So I was looking at the pictures. It does look very beautiful. We have here the peacock and the locket. It's not lost, just look in your pocket. I make the misplaced scene. Daddy sees mummy as his queen. I too get a promise ring. Mummy sees daddy as her king. Divine counterparts, I'm most certain you will last, because both of you have learnt from the past. Inner work causes heaviness to disperse. No passing down to me, which is why I have the ability to truly see. So they're confirming again, you are divine counterparts. You chose well. You chose each other well. And you'll be very powerful parents. You're more powerful when you've come together, and I feel you've realised this, but you're going to be very powerful parents. I'm being shown a woman in a beautiful dress. It's like the checker. Is it the Gangnam? It's the pattern, the checker pattern. I'm seeing that. It's beautiful dress. It's really nicely shaped. And then you also have an apron on. So you could be very big when it comes to cooking, when it comes to baking. This is what is coming through. I'm hearing not submissive. So you're not submissive. So you're not that type who would just like basically bend over and cook for your partner, cook for your husband when they tell you to. That's coming through very strongly. Not submissive, but you're very connected to your divine feminine, very nurturing, always wanting to do things for other people, but you stand tall in your power. And I'm hearing queen. You stand very tall in your power. So you've been anointed by the Most High because of the self-mastery you have done on yourself. You're not a pushover. That's coming through very strongly. You're not a pushover. This spirit baby is saying, my mummy is very strong. My mummy is very strong. They want the poem at the bottom of the deck, which says, Peter Rabbit, books hold so much magic. The old school classic tales never ever fail. Daddy gets lost in books, they take him to mystical lands. I have always been in his plans. We speak to each other in dreams. This world isn't always as it seems. But that's okay, there'll always be better days. Let Daddy soothe your funny tummy. Learn to accept help more, mummy. Yeah. So message coming through is a very, very strong divine feminine energy. So maybe you were very independent and you were on your own before this man came in, before this divine counterpart came in. So you got used to being very, very independent and just doing things for yourself. Even if you met this person a few years back, you've been together for years, like there's still habits within you. If you can do it yourself, you're going to do it yourself. And I feel like you would hold that truth off. If you want something done, just do it yourself. But the spirit baby wants you to lean on their father more, lean on your husband more, your partner more, because he is there for you. And it also makes him feel like the man where he can do things for you. I'm seeing like a jar or a bottle top being opened. So maybe sometimes even though you can open the jar and the bottle's by yourself, you take it to your partner, you're like, oh, it's really tight, I can't open it, can you do it for me? Because they like to be of help, even when it's these little simple things. But the kitchen area keeps coming through is very, very significant. And the kitchen is kind of opening on to like a big garden. I'm seeing a garden or land. It's opening onto the back of a garden or land, but it's a really big kitchen. Maybe that's a dream that you have, and you will have this particularly when this child is coming through, or when this child is 5, when they're 5 years old, and maybe you already have a 5-year-old. Which deck next? This one here. But I do feel like you come from a line of very, very powerful women, but you're doing something they haven't done yet. So maybe it's a certain self-mastery, like a generational pattern that you broke. I'm not hearing curse, I'm hearing generational pattern that you broke. So maybe they were submissive and they were a bit of a doormat and didn't go after like their creative abilities and their dreams, because they were kind of there just to be that lucky charm or that muse for their husbands. But you're very, very different. You are that, but you're also going after your own dreams and your own desires. You support each other. It's divine counterpart connection. You support each other, and you're going to be very, very supportive when it comes to your children. There's no such thing as death. So this is a truth that you hold. And there's like this really strong connection you have to the women within your ancestry. I just see the woman in the checkered dress with the apron on, in arm in arm. It's like you're linking arms, you're chained. I'm hearing chains. But it's not like chain as in you're stuck. You're choosing to chain yourself to these ancestors, to these powerful women. You could do candle magic, or like a type of spirituality that's very connected to Latvia, that's connected to the land. You'll be doing this to connect particularly with the females within your bloodline. And they assisted you with pushing you up, because you are the one they chose to break this pattern, to break these cycles, and to break those heavy chains. And now you're choosing to be interconnected, and you are helping each other. They're helping you from the other side, and you're helping them by going after your dreams and standing in your sovereignty and being your authentic self. You're helping them more than you know. I feel like whoever this is for, you know you hold this power. You know you're a divine one. You know you were chosen, I'm hearing, and you chose yourself. I'm hearing like she chooses anything she wants. Anything she wants, she can get it now, because you raised yourself up into that vibration. And other people can look in and think it's luck, but it's not, because you put a lot of work into getting who you are today, into getting what you want and what you have. We have here, remember me by the happy memories we created. You could have a mother that passed over on the other side, unfortunately. So I'm hearing stillbirth. So maybe you even experienced stillbirth. And this could have been with a different partner, and this partner really didn't support you. And this is where you stood in that independence. But I feel like you've gone through a lot of grief and loss when it comes to particularly women. But then these women have always been replaced. So God takes and he gives. But these women who have been taken from your life, maybe through death, or you having to let them go because you realise they weren't who you thought you were. They weren't who you thought they were, and they could have stabbed you in the back and been shown a knife and that kind of action, so they could have stabbed you in the back, particularly when it came to like your partner and your family life. So maybe you even had an old friend who broke you and this old partner up. What else, Spirit? It could have been like, you know, like the women who would go after your man, like to the karmics you were dealing with in the past. It could have been that kind of energy. Or you realised there were women around you who were interested in your divine counterpart. You were like, nope. And you closed the door. I'm just seeing a door being closed on that. You were like, nope. Can I get one more card from this deck? This one. This one says, it is beautiful where I am. And you know this. I believe you will be having dreams like this. Like your ancestors could come to you in your dreams. And it's women. They keep showing me women, elders, but then women of all ages. So it's like little girls within your ancestry who are on the other side. and like women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, like everything. They're showing me women all across the board in your ancestry who are standing with you, but they could be coming to you in your dreams, and they're showing you where they are. They're showing you God's kingdom, but they're also showing you how you can have this on earth. You can have heaven on earth. They're showing you this, and they're giving you step by step of how to get it. I really do think a lot of you will be doing candle magic. And there's something about Latvia, the spirituality from Latvia, that you're very, very connected to. So you're very connected to your roots, to your origin, and you're proud of where you're coming from. And you'll be teaching this to this spirit baby because she's very, very proud. She wanted to get some past life messages. So what messages need to come from this deck, please, Spirit? We have Father, Food and Hunger. Do you know, I was feeling like an orphan energy. So this could have been an energy or like a lesson that you carried over with you from a past life that you had to heal in this life. So maybe that's what it was within your childhood. Maybe you weren't abused or anything like that. But you could have always felt like you didn't belong. You didn't fit in somehow. I feel like you felt very connected to the earth, to the land, to the lineage. If you weren't like born in Latvia, but that's your ancestry. You feel very connected to the earth and to the land, but maybe not to people, not to your family members. That's what's coming through. Maybe you always felt more connected to the past over, to the dead, to spirit. That could also be what it is. Because I'm just seeing someone as a little girl. You were like looking across the veil. So you're here in the physical, but you're looking across the veil like, why can't I be over there? Like, what's going on over there? It looks more interesting. That's what's coming through. You could have had father wounds that you were healing as well. But I think this is something very significant about the divine counterpart that has come in for you, that you have manifested because you called this person in. You called each other in. And this is what you're going to create together. I just keep hearing muse, muse. So maybe he even calls you his muse. This is how he sees you, this perfect divine feminine energy. And he likes that you're a challenge. Like submission keeps coming through you. You won't just bend over and submit. That keeps coming through you. You're a challenge. And you'll put up a fight. In anything in life, you will put up a fight. You fight for what is sacred. You fight for what is right. It's like you hold the energy of being the voice for the voiceless. But they want me to show you this card again. This is what you and your divine counterpart are going to create. Heaven on earth together. There's something about you guys being stronger together. So maybe your life really took off and became really, really beautiful in a whole new way when this divine counterpart came in. It's like things can actually take off now and I'm being shown a rocket. And you could have like literally just met each other and then decided, right, yeah, this is my person. We'll be getting married and we'll be having children together. Or maybe not marriage, but I'm hearing tie the knot. So it could be like a sacred ceremony. But you know that you are intertwined. We have here fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. Yeah, I'm hearing the government doesn't need to get involved. We know that we're intertwined. Fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. So this is that confirmation of your connection. It's very, very rooted at the heart. And it's full of abundance. Look at all this greenery. So you really activate the fact that the heart is an electromagnetic field within each other. And it's like you expand each other's wings. You already have these wings. You already have this crown. But it all gets bigger. It gets expanded. It gets magnified. I'm seeing like a dragon or a wolf behind him here. Almost like it's in the clouds. So you could be seeing a lot of different shapes and signs for you within the clouds. Particularly dragons. Like Chinese looking dragons. That's what's coming through. But you could also be seeing wolves. I'm hearing werewolf. And the other card we have here is the world. The world is your oyster. The world completely opened up when you came in together with this divine counterpart. I'm staring at 29, so maybe you met when you were 29. That's what is coming through. And you're not afraid to walk out onto the plank now and jump. You're not afraid to step into that fall energy. You know, the fall card and tarot and taking that leap of faith. You are not afraid to just dive and jump because you know that spirit's going to catch you and you know this person's going to catch you and you're going to be there to catch them. So there's a very strong supportive energy that is coming through now. And the spirit baby is saying you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do life alone. This deck here. This deck I find very hard to shuffle. But we'll see. This one. This one is the comic. I'm hearing no more tears with this one. It kind of looks like there was a tear coming out of the eye here, but I'm hearing no more tears with this one. And this is the energy you're stepping into, that life is a party. And obviously there's going to be ups and downs in life, but you're moving more into that joyfulness, into positivity, because you feel very much at home within yourself. This is what is coming through. I'm staring at the hat. And the hat has, it looks like it has like little beads in. You know, the little I forget what they're called, the sprinkles, but they're round that you can put on top of cakes and icing. That's what it looks like you see here. So again, it's like baking is coming through. So maybe you have your own business of baking cakes, baking different pastries, or being shown different pastries and different sweets. Maybe this is a business or something you just enjoy doing on the time. But the kitchen is very significant, and food is coming through is significant, but more so food that people would eat at a party and at a celebration. What else, Spirit? Let me get one more card from this deck. This one. This one is the King. Yeah, you've called in your divine counterpart. If he hasn't come through yet, he's coming through. This is that confirmation coming through fast. But this feels like something that's already tangible. It's already here. And again, the spirit baby keeps saying Latvia, Latvia. So if you're not from Latvia, and she's saying mummy is from Latvia. If you're not from Latvia, I don't feel this reading is from you, for you. And if you don't have a connection to Latvia, like the women within your bloodline, again, this reading won't be for you. You see here on the hand, it looks like a stamp. You know where they melt the stamp and they put it on a letter? This is coming through is very significant. You could have a letter like this from a passed over loved one that you've kept in your family. Or maybe your family were known for their writing. There's something about the writing and the stamp. Your family could have its own crescent and its own stamp that's coming through. Maybe you come from a family that was quite well off. And let's get a few messages coming through for this spirit baby. She was coming through very, very strongly. She's still here wearing her little Bella princess dress. She's coming through very, very strongly. So what messages need to come through from this deck, please, Spirit? What messages need to come through from this deck? I'm staring at the hand again, and I'm seeing a different number of fingers. So you could have been born with an extra finger. Like a sixth finger, or maybe only 4 fingers. There's something about one more finger or one less finger you could have been born with. Or maybe someone in your bloodline was born with that, and I'm hearing auspicious. So maybe where you're from and in your culture, they could have said this was lucky and this was auspicious. And we have 7 of Cups, and that's come out with the Wheel. So look at all these options here. All these options. And again, this is given magic. It's given spirituality. Some type of witchcraft that again is very, very connected to Latvia. Very, very powerful and very strongly connected to root and to ley lines, to Mother Earth. So you could use like certain herbs to heal yourself and to heal your family and people within your community. There's something very specific about yellow, but a yellow dress. It looks like trousers here, but it could be a skirt, a yellow dress. And the spirit baby, she is wearing the Bella dress. The yellow dress is coming through. So that could be a favourite colour of hers. And I feel like that cartoon, that movie would be very, very inspiring. And particularly like the story of how the beast became the beast. So he was that man basically was like too interested and connected with the material and judged people by their cover, by what they look like. And then that angel came to the door, obviously not looking like an angel, and he opened it. It was like, no, you can't get into the party, you don't belong here, because of what the angel looked like. And that was a test, and obviously the angels reveal their true form and they're beautiful, and he was like, oh, now you can come in. But it was too late because he failed the test. That's coming through. And maybe there was like some sort of patterning like that with the men within the family that the women didn't necessarily connect to. There's a disconnect there with the women and the men within the family, and you feel very, very connected to the women because I keep showing you like interlinked arm in arm with the women in the family. So they're very, very strong. It's like they're the true leaders of the household, even though I feel like women in the past would have been very, very submissive. But they were actually the backbone and the true leaders, but they didn't see it. You see this. You see this about them. You see this about yourself. There ain't no way in anyone's taking you for a fool. That's the kind of energy that's coming through. 6 of Wands. So the spirit baby as well, there could be something very significant about her hair. She could have really long mermaid hair that is coming through. But again, you see how it's yellow. And now I'm being shown the movie Tangled, but the new movie Tangled, that's what's coming through. So the spirit baby could have really, really long, beautiful hair, very thick hair. And now the spirit are talking about how, you know, when you can cut your hair, and if you cut a significant amount off, you can actually donate it to like a charity that makes wigs for people who have cancer, for cancer patients, particularly children who lose their hair. That's what's coming through. So maybe you've even done that, or this spirit baby will do that in the future, because of their hair grows really beautifully. It's very thick and very long, and it grows like that. It grows very quick. So they could do this. They could donate their hair and turn it into wigs. A few more from this deck? No. They want to finish off. They want to close out now. So let's get a poem. And then we're going to get a major arcana from the Tarot Baby book. But can I get a poem to close out this reading? Thank you. We have, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. I'm likely to be a class clown. Running around, you'll never catch me sitting down. I'll be keeping you on your toes. Where I get my energy, nobody knows. Fire blazer, vision like a laser. Nothing gets past me, especially where you hide sweets. I'll sniff them out. Squirrel spirit animal is significant here. Woodland creatures, natural features. I could be a model, but there's so much more to me. The prettier stereotype to be a bit ditzy. Can't put me in that box. I've got the charm, looks, intelligence, the lot. So there's this very, very confident energy. It's coming through from this spirit baby. She was coming through very strongly and very, very powerful. And she kept saying again and again and again, Mummy is from Latvia. Mummy is from Latvia. And she's swirling around in her princess dress. And she's so proud of her lineage and where she's from, particularly the women. But the divine counterpart, the father that you've chosen, is going to be very, very powerful. And that example that this spirit baby needs, which is why she is coming through now. So I do feel like you would have dealt with those karmic people in the past, and maybe you felt her around you then. And again, I was getting a loss, so maybe you even experienced a loss of a child. I was getting stillbirth, but it's now she's coming through now because of the man you've chosen, because she needed this divine counterpart. She needed this father to be that example and be in her life. But again, it's something about food and sweets and like candies or like pastries that you may make or always have in your house. Let's get a major arcana from this book here. So can I have a major... This one. This one, of course. The Emperor, you are safe. Look at that. I love the artwork in this book. There's something very, very significant about the father, about the divine counterpart. You have chosen well, or you will choose well. If he's not coming through yet, if it literally feels like he's here, it's physical. Maybe you've been feeling that way if you haven't met him yet. He's about to be coming in. And look at the map. Again, she's pointing. She's like, Latvia, Latvia. So it's coming through very, very strongly. And she's pointing to the map. And she had me Googling. I was looking at the photos. It looks very, very beautiful. And she's like, it is very, very beautiful. Very, very proud. And you see all this earth, all this connection to the earth. I'm hearing the ram. So the spirit baby could be in Aries. She could be a lot of fire within her birth chart. But again, I'm seeing like golden hair. If it's not like a blonde colour, I was going to say yellow. If it's not a blonde colour or golden colour, it's like the energy that alludes from the hair. It's very powerful. And again, I'm being shown Tangled, the movie Tangled. But that's all the messages that's coming through. I hope that did resonate, whoever that was for. If you did want a personal reading from me, all my information is in the description below.